So me, Mike, and Nathan have got the Y-beams in the shop. It's a 60-ton Fontaine. We went ahead and cleaned the weld around the Y-beams out. Now Mike's getting a porta power, and I'll show you the other tool in a second. But that porta power we can put between these two beams and then push that bushing out. The whole metal sleeve will come out with it. We got that all cleaned up. Let me float you around to the other side. On the axle, we got to clean all this weld out with either a gouging rod or a grinder. In this case, it looks like they're using the grinder. Get that cleaned out. Then we can place the new Y-beams, which are reinforced, the newer design. Seat the axle down in here, weld the axle into the beams, and then let me carry you over to the other side of the shop and I'll show you what the bushing tool looks like. A lot of people always ask me, hey, what does the bushing tool look like? So they have different brands. This is a Hendrickson bushing tool. So it has the metal sleeve here with a threaded rod and then plates that can go on it for different size bushings. That sleeve will sit up against the frame, and then that threaded rod will pull the bushing out into this tube. Or you can flip it around and pull the bushing into the other tube. So it'll actually work in either orientation. And you can see here where they're pumping the tool and pushing that bushing out. And then we can kind of split that housing that goes around it. The rear axles, they are up in a traditional beam as a bit of a smaller bushing. And then people were asking me, how do you do the alignment on it? Let me show you. Fontaine lowboy, here's your neck. The part you're pulling from onto your truck is that kingpin. So what we'll do is we'll drop a plumb bob straight down and level it to the ground. Is it level or plumb? In this case, we're gonna say it's plumb. So say your point is right here. That's your point from where you're pulling the trailer. From there, we'll usually have it jacked up or in some type of orientation that we can run a long tape measure from there all the way to the center of this front axle, and let's call it 100 inches. So if we have 100 inches on this center point of this axle, we want to have 100 inches on the opposite side, and then from the first axle to the second axle, either be like 54.5 or 60 inches, depending on your axle spacing, and then from the second axle to the third axle. Once all that's done, we check the welds, check the torque spec, make sure we break off those bolts on that pivot bolt on your front axle, and then you'll be good as new.